Over the last few months, you may have spotted us using some new pedals, but we haven't really said much about them until now. Finally, I can show you these, the new Wahoo Powrlink Zero Pedals, and I've been given the green light to tell you everything that you need to know. So in this video, I'm going to get them out of the box, onto my bike, and hit the road. It's been a while now since we first mentioned Wahoo had some new pedals up their sleeve, and we've even sneaked them into a few videos here and there, but here they are in all their glory, ready for you to get familiar with. Now, as the name suggests, the Wahoo Powrlink Zero is a power meter pedal, and it's built on the successful platform of the Wahoo Zero pedal. These are available in a dual-sided version, which I've got here, so records your left and right power, but there's also a left-hand only option as well, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Inside this very fancy looking box, you will find this, which contains your dual-sided power meter pedals, USB-C charging cable, all the little fixtures you need for your cleats. We've got standard tension cleats, and we've got the little clips which go onto the charging cables for both sides, your left and right pedal. And then we've also got some more fixings and some pedal washers which you use if you're running carbon fibre crank arms. Right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get these bad boys on charge and fit to my bike. Let's head to my house. Charging the pedals will take anywhere between 90 minutes and 3 hours, depending on the power source that you're using. And you'll know they're 100% charged because those little green LEDs will change from flashing or blinking to a solid green colour. Now, when it comes to fitting them onto your bike, you need to use an 8mm hex or Allen key, which goes into the end of the pedal axle itself, and then you can thread them on in the usual way. Now, Wahoo recommend a torque setting of 30 Newton meters for these, although I have checked with them, and it isn't a requirement and isn't going to affect the accuracy of the power reading that you'll get. So it's up to you whether you decide to do that or not. Powrlink pedals are compatible with all of Wahoo's existing cleats, which is great news and means that I've got a brand new set of cleats to keep spare in my spares cupboard. Now, when you do fit the pedals to your bike, something that you do need to bear in mind is that the stainless steel axle on the Powrlink pedals is 2mm longer than the axle on the standard Zero pedals. And also, the actual pedal body itself has a 1.5mm higher stack height than these normal Zero pedals. Now, if you are the sort of person that obsesses over getting your position dialed in and millimeter perfect on the bike, you will have to make a couple of minor little tweaks. But for people like me, or most of us, we're probably unlikely to notice that difference. It's also important to know that if you choose the left-hand only version of the Powrlink pedals, that you must use the supplied right-hand pedal because it is different to this standard Zero one, and as such, it's designed to mimic the measurements of that left-hand Powrlink pedal. For me, the great thing about using a pedal-based system is the ease at which you can transfer it from one bike to another, which means in less than 1 minute, I can move my power meter from this bike across to this one. Happy days. With that all out of the way, we're nearly ready to hit the road. Now, the pedals communicate using ANT+ and Bluetooth, which means they can connect to all of the different head units and phone apps that are out there. Now, when you do want to connect your pedals to your head unit, you're simply going to need to search for the available sensors and select the left-hand pedal only. If you're unsure of which to select from the list, the ID is written on the back of the power meter pedal pod itself. Now, if you've got the dual-sided versions, which I've got fitted to my bike, you only need to connect to the left-hand pedal. Now, the reason you do that is because that acts as the hub of the system. So the right-hand pedal will connect to the left, and the left will then beam all of that data and information up to our head units. The pedals can connect to multiple devices at once, which means technically you could have them connected to a head unit, a phone, and a laptop all at exactly the same time, which is perfect for those intense workouts and those that take their virtual racing incredibly seriously. Now, if you're wondering how your head unit will connect to your pedals, once you have done it for that first initial time, they'll just connect automatically after that. And if you are wondering still, if you buy the dual-sided versions, how they'll link up together, well, they automatically connect left to right when you get them out of the box, and you haven't got anything to worry about. As with all power meters, calibrating these pedals is fundamental to having accurate data. This can be done on your head unit or the Wahoo Fitness app. You'll also be able to see data such as the unit ID, the firmware version, the battery status, and the crank lengths that the pedals are set to. Now, this is important to get right relative to your bike to make sure that the data is accurate. There are a number of LEDs in the housing of the pedals, and this helps give a nice simple visual way of telling what's going on with the unit itself and the battery status. And this is designed to be in line with the Wahoo ecosystem. So we have blue LEDs to indicate that the pedals left and right are paired up together and paired up to your head unit. And then we also have green, orange and red LEDs to indicate the battery status. The LEDs will flash red when the battery status is below 15%. And you'll also get a warning pop up on your head unit when the battery status goes below 25%. So in theory, it should be near impossible to ever have these things run out of battery. Oh, on a full charge, these pedals will last for 75 hours of riding. And those are Wahoo's words, not mine, because these ones are fresh out of the box and therefore haven't exactly got to put that to the test yet. But well, now that I'm warmed up and have loosened my legs off, why don't I go and do some max sprints and see what a retired racer's legs have got left in them. Right, let's do this. That's quite tough, that. Catch my breath, let me just check my stats. 1,119 watts. Pretty respectable, that. I mean, maybe not going to trouble anyone at the Tour de France, but you know, I'll take that. But what about some of those other facts and stats that you need to know? Well, with an accuracy of plus or minus 1%, these are among the most accurate power meters out there. You've got active temperature compensation, automatic calibration, an inbuilt gyroscope to measure your cadence. The dual-sided versions will display your left and right balance, and the pedals weigh 276 grams for the dual-sided, 138 grams each. The single-sided ones are 250 grams, the left one 138 grams, and the right one 112. And crucially, there's no rider weight limit, so that means all the more cake for me. But what about the price of these things? Well, in the dual-sided, so left and right version that I've got here is $999.99, and for the left-hand only or single-sided version, it's $649.99. When you finish your ride, all of that precious power data is going to be saved on your head unit with your activity. Now, some of those metrics and stats you can view on your head unit here, but then when you sync your head unit to the Wahoo Fitness app on your phone, you can then take a deeper dive and look into all of those different metrics and stats from your latest and previous rides. And at this point, if you've got it set up, all of that data will be synced to your connected apps as well. And the Wahoo Fitness phone app acts as a real sort of hub of information for your Powrlink pedals. This will allow you to register your pedals, view the user manuals, and get any additional hints and tips to help you get the very most from your Powrlink pedals. Hope you enjoyed this first look at the brand new Wahoo Powrlink Zero Pedals, and I'm keen to hear your thoughts on them, so share that in the comments section down below. And also keep your eyes peeled for another brand new product from Wahoo dropping on the channel in the next few days. And you know what to do with this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and share it far and wide with all your friends to see. Oh, and if you want to see that next video that's coming, subscribe to GCN Tech, hit the bell icon as well. See ya.